Alright, guys, I think I've succeeded in getting back to the spot where I was because I didn't have a save file for this point, but let's see. I'm checking my own video right now. I think this is where I stopped last time. I think this was it. Hajik equally not small, but lovely mansion at the top of a small hill in a village with a view of the sea. Okay, this is where I stopped last time. So, okay, for context, I know this is a weird start to a Umineko part. Don't focus on that noise too much. Don't worry, it's gonna go in a second. Don't worry, it's gonna go in a second. You don't have to worry about it. Nothing is exploding. It's not a bomb. Don't worry. It's going to stop soon. Don't worry, it's going to stop in a second. Anyway, welcome back to more Umineko. So for context, I recorded a part that I'm currently going to be rereading again. I recorded 2 parts after whatever last part was, right? And both of those recordings got well, I got my audio recorded, but the screen wasn't recording. Oh, please tell me the screen is recording right now. You imagine I have to re-record this again. So anyway, the screen wasn't recorded, and it'd be way too much effort to even attempt trying to fit these, trying to re-record the screen so that I can fit it with my audio. I said, alright, that's too much effort. I'm just gonna re-record it. So what we're about to read right now is something I've already read, but it's been a week-ish since I last read Umineko, and you know, we're hoping that I've forgotten enough that that I've forgotten enough of what happened that I can reread this and be like, you know what, this is still not that fresh in my mind. You know what I mean? The reason why it's been a week is not because I purposely was trying to forget stuff, but because I've had exams. I haven't had the time to record until now. And for proof, before, you know, I've said this before, but you know, for proof that I haven't actually had the time, I have not had the time to even record One Piece. I haven't been able to read the newest One Piece chapter until now. Actually, I've recorded One Piece chapter before now. I had to. You know, I read One Piece chapter before this recording this. It was a banger, absolutely amazing chapter. I mean, I feel like every single chapter this year, since Eket started, has been a 10 out of 10. And I don't know, maybe I just have low standards for good One Piece chapters, but I don't know. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that right now. We're talking about Umineko. So, yeah, that's the reason why I haven't had the time to record anything. Regarding One Piece chapter, I read it officially. I typically read the One Piece chapters both unofficially and officially when the officials come out. I'm so late to reading it that I read it officially. So just so you know, I have actually been that busy. I haven't even, if any of you guys have commented on any of my videos, I haven't even been able to reply to you, so I hope you haven't commented on any of my videos, because I haven't had the time to reply in the last 4 days. I've just been busy, studying, and different stuff as well. So, yeah, I don't even know how to recap last part, because I'm not 100% sure the events of last part, and I obviously don't want to spoil anything, because if you're trying to read along with me here, right, I don't want to spoil what happens from here on out, because I do know some of the things that happen from here on out. Obviously, I kind of vaguely know what's going to happen, you know, soon here, but I'll try to recap what I know happened recently-ish, and then we're gonna keep reading. And I don't remember what I said in the original audio of this video. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'll try to I'll try to remember. I'll try to mention anything that that comes up. Obviously, I think I said this theory last time. If not, I do think that this Hajitoya person is Battler. Now that I've had a week to let that sink in, I definitely think that there's some validity to that theory that Hajitoya is Battler. So I believe last part actually is when we first got introduced to this Hajitoya person, who was found in the rain by, well, he was on the street somewhere, in the middle of the road. Federine found him, or not Federine, but Hachijo Ikiko found him just lying there, and she took him to her mansion. And she's from a rich family, but she's kind of eccentric, so she does her own thing. Her family just left her here. She's not married, and she's chilling alone in this mansion. She's got servants though. She's chilling alone in this mansion, and she's not really she doesn't call herself an author, but she writes and stuff, and she reads and writes, and she's interested in mystery novels and all that kind of stuff. That might actually be not might have been mentioned. That might be mentioned this part rather than last part. I don't actually 100% remember what happened. What's going to happen this part and what happened last part. So my bad. But I feel like that's not a big deal anyway. What else do I remember from last time? I think that was the biggest thing. There might have been stuff regarding Angie, Erica, and Burn that might have been going on. Some stuff regarding Lambda. I think the City of Books has been mentioned with Lambda and Battler going to the City of Books. But was that mentioned? I hope that was mentioned. Wait! No. That wasn't mentioned yet, was it? I'm not too sure. Something about the City of Books. Things regarding the City of Books, okay? I'm not gonna say anymore. Because I don't know what actually a spoiler at this point, what isn't a spoiler regarding things that I've already read. So we're gonna keep reading. Hopefully that was a good enough recap of last part. Oh yeah, and also Hachijo Ikiko has this conference thing with a bunch of witch hunters, and she's going to reveal the contents of Eva's diary, which we know in red holds the single truth of what really happened on Mokenjima. Okay, I think that's a good enough recap. Let's keep going, let's keep reading. I've already read this before, so let's go. She also owned the hill behind her and was more than capable of enjoying the 4 seasons in privacy. As time passed slowly, my rehabilitation continued and my ability to move improved little by little. However, it seemed I really had suffered some form of brain damage. Finding out who I was looked like it would be a very difficult task. In the beginning, when I couldn't bear not knowing my identity, my head often hurt so much it felt as though it would explode. However, as I slowly accepted the fact that I was a new person, with the new name of Hachijo Toya, the headaches became less frequent. The whole time, no memories returned to me except the fact that I'd been 18. However, I was unable to remember anymore, unable even to be sure that 18 was my true age. And eventually, I stopped trying to remember my former self. Okay, never mind. This is pretty fresh in my mind. I remember. Yeah, I feel like I remember reading this very recently. Okay, well, that's okay as well. It's okay. We'll just get a recap in my head. That's cool. All right. Stop trying to remember his former self.
Ohayo, Toya.
Ohayo, Ikiko.
昨日はひどい嵐でしたが、よく眠れましたか?
I had some trouble falling asleep, so I decided to read your manuscript.
おやおや、どこまで読んでくれたのですか?
He read all of it already. Boom. I finished it. Oh.
これは驚いた.
Now there's a surprise, I know, right? I'm totally shocked. I obviously did not know that already.
あの量の原稿用紙を一晩で読み切ったというのですか?
I've not too lot compared to the visual novel audio. I'll check after this recording, man. If any more of this recording is messed up, that's unfortunate. I hope it's good. I was surprised too. Once I got into it, I'd finished before I knew it. It was like I was just skimming it, or maybe like I was reading each page in a glance.
どうやらそなたは速読の心得があるようですね。して、どうでしたか? 感想は?
I liked it a lot. Still, if you don't explain that part about the ocean currents a bit more clearly, it might be a little unfair for the reader. Oh, but I thought it was great that you had the foreshadowing with the ring right there at the beginning. After I finished, I had to go back to the beginning and slap myself for being so easily tricked. I think that feeling's the best part of a detective novel. Did I say something to offend you? If I did, I apologize.
いや、なぜ謝るのです? 驚いています。そなたの的確な感想は称賛に値するでしょう。そなたはどうやら批評家か、あるいは推理小説作家の才能があるらしい。
A detective novel writer, a critic. From across the fog of oblivion, I seem to remember myself fighting and arguing about mysteries or something like that. That way of fighting, which I must have learned in the past, sent a surge of excitement through me. Mystery. Fighting. My head hurt. I accepted a painkiller and swallowed it with fresh water brought up from the well. Who am I? Really? But no matter how much I thought, I couldn't remember. I was told that the frequency of my headaches could be lessened by brain surgery, but also that there was no guarantee that it would do my memory any good. Ikuko said that she would let me have surgery if I wanted it. However, I refused. Even if I can't remember it, the real me is still there, sleeping inside my head. I was scared that the surgery might harm that me somehow. By now, I've gotten used to dealing with headaches. As long as I don't force myself to remember the past, the headaches don't torment me every day. So, bit by bit, I became free of the headaches and got used to my new life as Hachijo Toya. Gradually, my interest shifted from myself to Ikuko. So, I think I might have asked this last time I recorded this as well, but how legal is what Ikuko's doing right here with Toya? Just or how feasible is it? You know what I mean? Because in theory, Hachijo Toya doesn't have any papers or anything, any proof that he's actually a citizen of Japan or anything like that, right? And obviously, at least I don't know how it works in Japan in 1987 or 1986, whenever this is going on, a couple of months after the incident, after the Rocking Gym explosion accident. But at least here, you know, you kind of need proof that you're a citizen, or so I can't be a Norwegian citizen if I don't have, you know, citizenship and stuff. Like, how does it work, right? Is Ikuko doing a Kinzo? Oh yeah, that's another thing. I think I did a parallel between Ikuko and Kinzo last time I recorded this, where I was like, is Ikuko doing a Kinzo where he's just hiding Beato in her mansion, but it's Toy instead. Now Batter's gonna go through the same thing that Beato did. Yeah, I kind of did that thing, and I kind of compared them, but also mentioned how messed up it was because Ichigo seems like a much better person than Kinzo is. And also, I think I did a comment about how, you know, is Ichigo gonna do the same thing to Batter as Kinzo did to Beato? Is Ichigo gonna to Toya and then with Toya's shot? You know what I mean? I did a whole comparison with that. I remember like not really laughing about it, but talking about how messed up that line of thinking was. But the parallel might exist there, I guess? Question mark. Hey, but we're not gonna think about it too deeply now. Let's keep reading. Oh man. Hachijo Ikuko, a very strange woman. First off, she was apparently the daughter of a very well-off family, just as she had said. Okay, so now we're getting this story about Ikuko. So what I told you guys in the start about recapping Ikuko's life, that was technically not really a spoiler, but it's mentioned. It's going to be mentioned right now, and I just kind of told you at the start. Not a big deal. Don't worry. It's not really. It's not a spoiler. Don't worry. However, she was considerably eccentric, and the various mischievous incidents she spoke of had apparently gotten her within an inch of being disowned. As a result, she had been given this house and had been ordered to live here quietly and alone. She had never been a particularly social person, so she happily accepted this new state of affairs, living however she pleased with servants to take care of her. Fair enough. She had no friends. Oh yeah, I remember laughing at this bit. No one ever came to visit. I remember laughing, going, "Oh, she has no friends." Besides me, the only one she ever talked to was Bern, an old black cat she kept as pet. I didn't know her real age. She didn't seem to be too old to marry yet, but she wasn't likely to meet anyone new leading to an isolated life like this. Yeah. I mean, she looks. I think I talked about how during this portion I talked about how she looks around Rosa's age. I think if I had to guess, she would be in around her early mid-30s. I think if I had to guess her age. But she's very happy to be considered young, though, as you saw earlier when even she thought that she said that she looked 18. She was like, "Oh wait, what? I looked 18? What? Let's go! I look that young." Yeah, but I reckon, you know, 33 is a good enough estimate. That's around Rosa's age, right? 33, 34, 35-ish, I think is a good enough estimate. She's definitely in her 30s. Well, she could be in her late 20s. Could be, at the youngest. At the youngest, I could believe Hachijo Ikuko being 28. I could. I wouldn't be shocked at her being 10 years older than Batter. But I would be shocked if she's older than 40. I don't think she's older than 40. So that's kind of the age range I'm going with. But 30 sounds good, I think. Alright. Hopefully that's not offensive, by the way. This is a fictional character. Obviously, in real life, I'm not going about speculating people's age like this, especially, you know what I mean. Obviously, it's a fictional character. Alright, chill out on me. Don't cancel me for speculating. Anyway, she's already given up on marriage. Alright. Oh, Toya felt that way. Her everyday life changed very little. She would either read through the many detective novels that were brought to her, or else write detective novels herself. At first, I thought she was some novelist at a private retreat, plugging away at a new book. However, the manuscript she finished just ended up clipped together in a pile. With me as the sole exception, it didn't look like she gave them to anyone else to read. A novelist is someone who writes novels for other people to read, so I figured you could hardly call her a novelist when she kept writing novels no one would ever read. Ikiko-san, why don't you ever show these to anyone?
そなたには見せています。無論、出来のマシなものに限りますが。
Haven't you ever thought of sending one to some publishing company? It's a shame for things to be this way, when your work is so interesting.
私の作品など、プロには通じぬ。一度送ったことがあるが、さっぱりダメでした。
いや、ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
私には分かっています。こんなもの、素人の道楽です。
I don't think amateur is a fitting word for someone who's so well versed in detective novels from all times and places across the world.
大飯ぐらいが良き料理人になれるわけでもない。
This is true.
推理小説を読み散らすことが、良き推理小説家であることを保証するわけでもない。
I really hope I'm not too loud compared to the voice actors and the music here. I hope I'm not. I'll fix it for next recording at least. We already got a botched up recording, so I do fear that I might be too loud though.
そういうことです。だからこんなものは道楽に過ぎません。
Is it really fun to write novels that you won't show to anyone?
かつては楽しかった。かつては。
What about now?
そなたに感想を得ることが楽しい。
Haha!
とりあえず一章を書き終えました。お茶を用意させるので、また読んで感想を聞かせてもらえませんか?
Saying this with a smile, Ikugo thrust a pile of manuscript paper at me. When it comes to detective novels, reading and writing are the same. It's boring if you just do it by yourself. You only get something really precious when you share the world with someone else. Headache.
どうよ? しっかり。今頭痛薬を。
I'm fine. I'm more interested in this manuscript. I can't wait for the new chapter. The seasons passed. Together with Ikuko, in this town whose name I didn't even know, I spent my days debating detective novels and talking about ideas for new plots. At a glance, they may have appeared to be stale and unproductive days. However, I found satisfaction with my new life as Hachijo Toya. With a dramatic flourish of her fountain pen, Ikuko signified that her manuscript was now complete. I think it's very good. I think the last farewell is sad enough to make it moving as a story, not just a reasoning puzzle. Should I put this on auto mode? Nah, I don't like that. I want to talk in case I want to talk about things. Yeah. Alright. I think that's probably sad enough to make it move as okay. Not just a reasoning puzzle, okay?
当夜のプロットがあればこそです。この作品の前には、私がこれまで書き溜めた原稿など、ちり紙の価値さえない。書きながらも、私が世界で一番最初の読者であることの興奮。こんな経験は初めてです。
I just mentioned some ideas. You're the one who turned them into such a fascinating story, Ikuko-san. Before I knew it, she had roped me in as well, and I had to dip my toe into the world of detective novel writing. Apparently, The old me had possessed some knowledge of mysteries and detective novels and the like, and my talents seemed to be of a fairly unorthodox kind. I turned famous mysteries from across the world on their head, always looking to twist those ideas into something new. However, a few ideas aren't enough to make a book. No mirror is complete if all you can do is chop up vegetables. It was all thanks to Ikuko's writing, skills she had built up over many years, that my ideas were transformed into a work of fiction. This first work that we had authored together, The Strange Tale of Kurokyubi Island, had brought out the best of our individual quirks. And, though I hate to brag, it had turned into a masterpiece that we could show to anyone without shame.
もしもし、書斎にシャンパンを持ってきてください。
Champagne!
グラスはあなたの分も。
Celebration!
これまでで一番の作品が仕上がりました。お祝いしましょう。
Ikuko called for some champagne over the internal phone line. She even told the servant to pour for herself. Or themselves, I don't know. The janitor servant. My bad, y'all, chill. Joined by the servant who happened to be working that day and the cat burned, we raised our glasses high and toasted our accomplished friend. Woo! Ikuko-san, I have an idea if you don't mind.
聞こう。そなたの話すアイデアなら、シャワーとトイレ中でなければいつだって耳を貸せ。
Yeah. Why don't we try submitting our book? I've never read something this interesting before. I'm sure lots of other people will want to read it.
そうでしょうか。過去にもそう思い投稿しましたが、結果は。
I believe in your talent, Ikuko-san. What about you?
私とて、そなたの才能を確信しています。
So we believe in each other. Publish the friggin' book. Then it's decided. To Ikuko-san's big debut.
当夜のメジャーデビューを祈って。
We clinked our glasses once more. The evening wore on. We must have had way too much to drink. Before I knew it, I must have passed out on the sofa. There was a blanket covering me. Ikuko-san must have put it there. The lights were out in the study, but it wasn't dark. The computer's monitor was glowing. Outside, it had started to rain. It reminded me of the day Ikuko-san found me and took me in. Because of that, whenever it rains, I find myself wondering who I was, and I usually get headaches. So, I wasn't sure whether the pain was because of the rain or because I drank too much. Could be a combination of both. Ikuko-san, turn on the lights. Using a computer in the dark is bad for your eyes.
おや、起こしてしまいましたか。
No, I slept well. Thanks to that, I feel refreshed. I turned on the light and looked out through a gap in the curtains. As I thought it was the sort of pouring rain that always reminded me of that day. It's raining pretty hard out there. The wind looks pretty strong too. I hope the green gutters don't get clogged with leaves again.
先日掃除をさせましたから、当分は大丈夫でしょう。
Her answer sounded a little abstracted. Apparently, her attention was absorbed by the computer. You've been pretty hooked on by that computer lately, Ikuko-san. Did you find an interesting article or something?
バカバカしいとは思いつつも、なかなか面白いのです。ほら、例の六軒島事件。
Oh no, Rockinjima! Brain damage! Ah! Ouch. Rockinjima? Ah! Shocker.
六軒島ミステリーの話は先日したでしょ。これが今ネットでブームになっているのです。それをめぐる議論や考察、中でも偽書が実に面白い。偽書というのは付近の島に流れ着いた後宮マリアの署名のあるボトルメッセージが他にもあったと仮定して書いたもので。
Only two happened to share her knowledge of the subject. Ikuko continued her explanation at length. However, a huge bell was clanging inside my head. The noise was so great that I thought my head would split open. Unable to tell what was the floor and what was the ceiling, I crumpled and clutched my head. At my head. My head hurts. The Rokijima explosion accident. The many disquieting rumors surrounding it. The scheming of the relatives after Ishima Kinzo's vast wealth and the hidden gold. And the truth? Ishima Eva, the sole survivor, said nothing. Eventually, the granddaughter, Ishima Ange, who escaped harm because she was absent on that day, would inherit everything. Ange, Ishiromiya Ange. I am Ishiromiya. Ugh. No good. My head is splitting. George, Rudolph, Nanjo, Shannon. An incomprehensible. I wonder why you planted Shannon there, huh? An incomprehensible scene pierced my eyelids from the inside like a blade of light. Rosa! Kraus! Kumasawa! Genji. I don't know why I did that. Just what am I looking at? I don't know, I had different excitement levels for each of those characters, but you know. Who are these people calling to me, but not by the name Toya? Jessica! Eva! Hideyoshi! Gora! Maria! Who am I? Who are these people? What is this memory? Help me, Ikuko. Someone else's memory is hurting me. My head's splitting. Natsu! Kanon! Kirie! Kinzo! The Golden Witch Beatori! Her portrait, at least. You good now, bro? How are you doing now, Toya? I can hear the sorrowful sound of wind, and that must be rain. Who am I again? I am Ishiromiya.
Ange! Ange!
Now this is the only scene that I'm kind of sad about that I've already read before. You're gonna see it in a second here. Because I would have liked for you guys to see my reaction to this. I already know what's going to happen, but I would have liked for you guys to see my reaction to what's about to happen here. Thankfully, other than that, I don't think we got anything too big of an important scene that I didn't get to witness with you all. But yeah, this one's unfortunate. Voices tell me I should carry on. Dun, 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 left to go. Without you within me, I can't find no rest. Where I'm going is anybody's guess. I drive before a life was ever knew you. I'm awake, but the world is sound asleep. I pray for the heart to be unbroken, but for those is all I'm going to be is incomplete. Pam 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 pam. Sorry guys, I'm singing. I'm singing Backstreet Boys, Incomplete. Great song. All right. I'm not the biggest Backstreet Boys fan, but you know, they were a hit when I was a kid, at least. Not as much of a hit anymore, but when I was growing up in the early 2000s, of course, I heard their music. But it's not like, I mean, I feel like even if you're a 90s kid or an 80s kid or whatever, you've heard of Backstreet Boys, you know what I mean? If you're an 80s kid, you would have heard of Backstreet Boys when you were a teenager, early 20s, whatever. You would have heard of Backstreet Boys, okay? I feel like peeps being born nowadays probably wouldn't have heard of Backstreet Boys. Anyway. Back to this. Voice is calling to me. Dad and Mom, yes, this is Angie, by the way. That's Katie and Rudolph calling out to Angie. It can't be them. In 1986, I'm not Kinjima. Mom and Dad!
エンジェしっかりしろお父さんの声が聞こえるか
お願いだから返事をしてエンジェ
Mom, Dad. I'll say it out loud. Mom, Dad.
エンジエンジ、よかった。
I could feel my body being lifted up firmly and hugged roughly. Mom and Dad were hugging me. My eyelids had been open for a while now. I could feel the light slowly returning to my eyes. Just like your eyes get used to the dark, my eyes got used to the light. Bit by bit, the scene around me came into view. Ah, they're really close. Close up. Heyo. However, it was an unusual sight, which seemed to be very far away. My body was being hugged by Mom and Dad. Dad was sniffling, his face covered with tears. So yeah, this is a very emotional moment. Ange comes back to the Golem land here, right? Somehow, I mean, I'm not gonna explain how that happened, but yeah, this is the only unfortunate moment where, man, would have been great to have my first reaction to this. But hey, we move. Stuff happens. It's unfortunate. There were tears in Mom's eyes too as she hugged me tight. It was so strong that it hurt a bit. I was the bad kid, who wasn't obedient, who always had an excuse, and who always tried to do the opposite of what her parents said. That was why they were holding me tight, to make sure I didn't head down the wrong path. As my eyes adjusted, I could see other people besides my parents. Everyone was there. George Oni-chan, Jessica One-chan, Maria One-chan, my uncles and aunts, even Sakutaro. And then there was the witch Virgilia, and Ronove, and...
黄金鏡だ。ここでお父さんたちはみんなお前が帰ってくるのを待ってたんだぞ。
絶対にあなたは帰ってくると。
Did I come home because I was supposed to? Didn't I return to the form I was meant to have, and then...
いや、お前は帰ってきたんだ。
そうよ。あなたが私たちのところへ帰りたいと願ったから、ここへ帰ってこられたのよ。
お父さん、お母さん、私は。
今は何も言わなくていいわ。大変な冒険をしてきたわね。あなたは一人ぼっちで大変な冒険をしてきた。
一人ぼっち。
これで分かっただろう。もう忘れないだろう。
I understand, Dad.
ここがお前の帰るべきところだってことだ。
When I gave that answer, Mom and Dad hugged me again. Hot tears fell onto my face. They were Mom and Dad's tears.
無事でとはとても言えない姿だったけれど、よかったわ、帰ってきて。
私のことをいくらでも憎んでくれていいから。だからお父さんとお母さんに100万回キスをしてあげて。あなたのことをいつも思っているみんなにもキス。
おばさん、
あなたのもう一人のお母さんにどうかただ。
Mom gave me a push from behind, and I stumbled forwards. Sorry about the pauses. I didn't know they were gonna pause. Towards my older mother.
お母さん。
Aw, see that?
エンジェち
How about his mother as well?
あの日、私がそう呼べていれば、私は何も謝ることがなかったかもしれない。私たちは新しい世界を二人で生み出せたかもしれない。
もういいのよ。エンジェちゃんは帰ってきてくれたわ。だからもう何も言わなくていいのよ。
お母さん、お母さん。
おかえり、エンジェちゃん。あなたは 私の可愛い娘よ。エヴァお母さん、あなたはいつまでも、そして最後まで私の一番の味方だった。
The two of them hugged each other quietly, burying their faces in the other's shoulders and sobbing. The truth wasn't worth anything at all. In the first place, the truth is always in the past. The point of the future isn't to learn what happened in the past. What really matters is whether I truly live and prosper in the truth that is the now. How can there be any truth in a life not truly lived? That's a quote. I think I mentioned that last time. That was a quote. Back when I only ever tried to see the truth of the past, I was nothing more than a ghost trapped in that past. Since that time, I haven't lived a single day. Now, I truly understand. This is what real truth is.
私は生きるわ。そしてどれほどみんなに愛されていたかを思い出したわ。
Because I was young and selfish, I didn't even remember until now. The kind grandpa who always spoiled me. The entertaining aunts and uncles. All the kind and gentle servants. He was always warm. And yet, because I was young and cruel, I never even tried to retain any of those memories. Everyone was distorted by my irresponsible imagination, and I completely forgot how the things were. Now I can remember clearly, and I understand. It's true that the Halloween quiz party itself was an illusion. We never did anything like that, but there were all kinds of other fun things we did do when the relatives gathered. Things that were no more or less fun than that party. Then, for the first time since the start of the game, I went up to each and every one of them to greet them, thank them, and apologize. To thank Grandpa for always pampering me. To thank my aunts and uncles. To thank the cousins for always playing with me even though I was so selfish. And to thank the creatures of fantasy and apologize to them. I think I said something horrible to Sakutaro once in the past. And to Mario Nechan too.
マリアお姉ちゃんは本当の魔女だったんだわ。
マリアは最初から魔女だよ。エンジェだって一度はその領域に近づけたのにね。
本当の意味で分かってなんかいなかった。かわいそうなマリアお姉ちゃんのかわいそうな魔法、そんな風にしか見ていなかった。だから私には幸せのかけらが拾えない、見つけられない。かつてお姉ちゃんは私にそう言ったわ。
仕方ないよ。宇宙は2人で作らないと生み出せない。マリアにはベアトがいたけれど、エンジェは一人ぼっちだった。
いいえ、もしエヴァおばさんをお母さんと呼べていたら、私は2人だったわ。きっとマリアお姉ちゃんと同じ魔法で私は新しい世界を生み出せたわ。
すべてわらわのせいだ。わらわが面白半分に投じたボトルメッセージはそなたの未来に歪みを生み、そなたを蝕んだ。わらわにもその責任がある。
まったくね。あんたのボトルメッセージのせいだわ。そのせいであんたの真似をした偽書を書く連中が現れて、どんどんおかしな話が膨らんでいった。
However, The message bottles thrown into the sea by Beto did not name a specific person as the culprit. One of the forgers wrote a plausible forgery that had Yoshimo Eva as the culprit, which spread like wildfire. I should have known better than anyone that it couldn't possibly be true, but even I accepted it in the end.
ベアトのせいじゃないわ。周りの誰がどんな邪推を重ねようとも、私の中の真実はたった一つのはずだった。なのに安易に私はみんなの温かな思い出を手放し、心を彼らに明け渡してしまった。
いやいや、そもそもわらわがボトルメッセージなど投じなければ、未来の六軒島はおかしな妄想の種にされることもなかったのだ。全てはわらわのせいだ。
そうね、それもそうだわ。やっぱりあんたのせいだわ。
素直にそう言われるとカチンとくるぞ。
A potential energy formula by Beto, thank you very much. I think I mentioned this last time I recorded this as well.
わらわのせいだけでなく、やはりそなたも悪いのだ。
It's not like I can't not mention it. Come on, I gotta mention it.
そうね、あんたも悪いし私も悪いわ。でもお互い罵り合うのもバカらしい。だって私は未来の魔女、あなたは過去の魔女。未来に生きる私はその魔法で未来を築くべきなのよ。私たちは共に何らかの責任を負うけれど、それを責める資格はどちらにもないわ。
エンジェならマリアージュ・ソルシエールの教えをきっと理解してくれると思ってたよ。
そうね、私はマリアージュ・ソルシエールの最後の一人としてお姉ちゃんの
マリアの魔法はみんなを幸せにする魔法なの。
うん。清らかなる魔法も邪悪なる魔法も思いのままよ。
本当ね。魔法は心の持ち方で全く違う姿に変わる。正しい導きがなければ正しい魔法は使えないわ。そして正しい魔法は人を幸福に導くわ。
素晴らしいことです。人を幸せにすることこそが魔女が魔法を振るう唯一の理由なのです。その教えをようやく我らが無限の魔女の系譜の最後の魔女に伝えることができて、私は嬉しいですよ。悪かったな、全然伝えてなくてよ。
未来の魔女エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ・マリアージュ・ソルシエールは今こそあなたの
Let's go, Ange, you got this. You did it.
ウリュー、エンジェはきっと帰ってきてくれるって信じてたよ。おめでとうございます、エンジェ様。
あなたたちと共に旅をした日に私は一度は理解をしたつもりでいたのよ。ごめんね、本当にごめんね。
魔女は二人でなければ宇宙を生み出せない。未来のそなたは一人だわ。本当にだい。
ええ、大丈夫。私はもう一人じゃないもの。私は生きるわ。 みんなと一緒に、そして未来に生きる。マリアージュ・ソルシエルの魔法を伝えるために生き抜くことを誓うわ。マリアお姉ちゃんの魔法は私でさえ救ってくれたもの。魔法を必要としている人たちはもっと大勢いる。それを正しく伝え、一人でも多くの人々を救うことがマリアージュ・ソルシエルの最後の魔女の私の使命なんだわ。
それは実現できそうか？
もちろんよ。そのための力だってあるわ。私の先代様エヴァ・ベアトリーチェがたっぷりと築き上げてくれた黄金の魔法があるもの。私はそれを全て継承しているわ。ね。私がもう少し健康で長生きできてたら全部使い切っちゃうつもりだったんだけどね。
Ah, hilarious. As Angie laughed, tears poured from her eyes again. Everyone surrounded Angie with their kind, warm smiles. Happy reunion, everybody. Battler stood alone in the rose garden maze, letting the rain quietly fall on them. After searching for some time, Angie found them.
お兄ちゃん。
Angie, who was feeling guilty, sensed anger in her brother's expression. So she thought he was going to hit her. Battler's not like that. She shut her eyes tight. However, her brother touched her softly. He patted her head gently.
な、真実なんて大したもんじゃなかっただろ。
お兄ちゃんはこんなにも温かな世界でずっと私の帰りを待っててくれたのに、私だけがずっと背を向けていたから。
お前は真実を知ってしまった。
うん。
だから誰かが生きて帰ってくるかもしれないっていう奇跡や希望はもうついでもお前にはもう未来を生きるための新しい希望や使命があるな。
お兄ちゃんがその温かな希望を守ってくれてた。それを私が自ら開いて逃がしてしまった。パンドラの箱より始末が悪いわ。私は知る必要のない真実も、そして希望までも全て逃がしてしまって、全てを空っぽにしてしまったのだから。
いいさ、開けちまったなら仕方ねえさ。それで空っぽなら後腐れがなくていいじゃねえか。下手な希望はかえってトゲになることもあるしな。
Battler laughed heartily. Then, with that same smile on his face, he told her,
俺たちはもう死んでる。ひょっとしたら生きてるかもしれないって希望がお前の12年間を生きる糧にしてくれた。それはもうきれいさっぱり全部なしだ。
分かってる。これからの私は新しい人生に踏み出すわ。
Butler says they're all dead, but Butler's also Toya, and he's alive. Just he doesn't remember his. He just doesn't remember his past because of brain damage. I guess maybe he's not really Butler anymore though. If he doesn't have his memories anymore, maybe he really is Toya. Maybe it's a completely different person now. I guess Butler really is dead. I don't know. Or maybe my theory is wrong.
ベアとは六軒島を猫箱に閉ざし、次の魔女のエヴァおばさんはその猫箱の蓋を生涯守った。その次の魔女のお前はその蓋を開けちまったがだからって何だってんだ。過去の真実なんてどうでもいいことじゃねえか。
ええ、私はこれから真に生きる。そして自分だけの真実を結実するわ。
頑張れよ。マリアージュ・ソルシエールの最後の魔女。マリアの魔導書を読んだぜ。あれはとてもいいことを書いた素晴らしい本だ。聖書だって翻訳がいる。
Even the Bible needs a translator.
ならマリアの魔導書にだって翻訳がいるだろう。お前がそれを翻訳するんだ。そしてかつてのお前と同じ境遇の子供たちに伝えてやれ。それがお前の新しき未来の魔女の使命だ。俺はいない。でもお前の後ろにいつだっていて見守ってるからな。
知ってるわ。お兄ちゃんだけじゃないわ。みんなも一緒よ。
俺もみんなもずっとずっと永遠にお前を愛してる。それを忘れるな。
忘れないわ。絶対永遠に。
Angie leapt into Butler's chest and sobbed. Humans are sad creatures who can learn but not unlearn. She had already learned. It was a cruel, terrifying, merciless thing, capable of destroying even the miracle called hope. However, there was still one tiny fragment left gripped in her hand. Her family's love. If Angie could just remember that love and hold on to it tightly, then she could surely live on. She could stop herself from taking that single step into nothingness.
それに六軒島の猫箱はまだ完全に開かれたわけじゃない。お前が中身を覗いちまっただけの話だ。だからお前が自ら蓋となれ。そして今度はお前が猫箱の中のみんなを守るんだ。俺や親父やキリエさん、いとこのみんなやおじさんたちおばさんたち、じいさまや使用人のみんな、幻想の住人のみんなをな。
うん。今度は私がみんなを守らなきゃ。
それは急いだ方がいいんじゃない？
From the other side of the rosebush came the sound of popcorn being eaten. It was Lambda Delta.
あんたも知ってると思うけど、ベルンはもうじき一なる真実のショーをパーティーで大公開するわ。
This happens now. So what I was trying to recap at the start of the video hadn't happened yet. My bad, y'all. I thought it already happened for some reason. See, my sense of time is all lost in Umineko. But okay, so this is happening now. Cool.
会場には天国か
から地獄から異界から別世界からあらゆる世界の面々が集まってる。そこで中身を公表されたらもう何もかも手遅れよ。
私行くわ。ベルンカステルにあの鍵を渡してしまった。私の責任だわ。
One second, yo, I'm getting a phone call. Un segundo. I'm back. The phone call was quick.
図書の都にか。しかし入る方法がない。
Alright. Just wait for us to get in. Oh.
あそこには結界があるんだ。
あいつがこれをくれたの。これがあれば自由に出入りできるって。バカなやつね。私を捨てるとき回収を忘れたんだわ。
Angie fished through her pocket, and there was a jingling sound. It was a bell with a blue ribbon tied to it.
それよ。招待状と引き換えに渡される図書の都の臨時入館証。それがあればとりあえず一人は図書の都に乗り込めるわね。まあかけら道着を誰かが送ってくれればの話だけど。
I wonder who will do that, Miss Lambda Delta? Witch of Miracles?
ラムダデルタ、私を図書の都に連れてって。
Wow, shocker.
それが私の責任の取り方だわ。私が一なる真実の書の公開を食い止める。
本気で言ってんの？あそこは化け物中の化け物の服までよ。ベルンの庇護を失ったあんたなんてハイ以下のハムシ扱い。ベチッと叩いて潰されておしまいよ。
The bell was stolen from Angie's hands.
ラムダデルタ、そこには俺が行こう。お前は俺を送ってくれるだけでいい。どうせ俺は猫箱の中にしか存在できない虚無の存在だ。だがエンジは未来に生きなくちゃならない。そしてお前だって未来ある存在だ。だから俺が行く。俺には何も失うものなんてないんだからな。
いいえ、これは私の責任。そして私のけじめ。私が自らの手でやらなきゃ未来は何も変わらない。そして未来の猫箱を何も救えない。
Andrew tried to snatch the bell from Butler's hand, but Butler had no intention of giving it up. Two of them were grimly serious, but from the sidelines, it just looked like an ordinary squabble between two close siblings. Lambda watched this conversation and shrugged. If she just had to take either one of them to the City of Books, she wouldn't have to make any enemies, and there was no risk to her. All she cared about was which one would make the story more interesting. Nothing else. Yeah, you say that, but also Lambda, you're kind of a girl. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lambda. You're kind of a girl. But then she finally noticed.
ストップ。あんたたち、ちょっとストップ、ストップ。
何よ、後にしてよ。
今兄弟で大切な話をしてるんだ。
まずあんたたち、その組み合ってる手を解きなさい。鈴はバトラが持ってるのね。バトラ、跳ねてみて。
跳ねるこうか。
Yeah, I remember seeing the spike jump is funny.
次、エン
And
ジェ、
and Ange as well. You're gonna hear the bell and she's gonna go woo.
跳ねてみて。
She's gonna look at her sprite. Woo.
なんで私まで。
Just do it. Jingle jingle. Both of you have bells. No need to argue.
ど
See,
うして。
the bat was holding the bell. Where did that sound come from? Angie hurriedly searched through her pockets. When she did, another blue ribbon bell came out of a different pocket than the first one.
それこれと同じ鈴だよな。
そんな。どうして2つ。私は1つしかもらわなかったわよ。
どうしてかなんか知らないわ。でもとにかくあんたは図書の都に入れる鈴を2つ持っている。よってあんたたちの仲睦まじいやりとりをこれ以上見ている必要がなくなったわけ。
The pair of them gripped their bells and looked at each other.
最初から今回のゲームはあんたたち2人のものだわ。ただ対決するプレイヤーには若干の変更があったみたいね。あんたたち2人が競い合うゲームじゃない。猫箱をめぐって蓋を閉ざそうとするバトラとエンジェとそれを開こうとするベルンとの戦いだわ。エンジェはベルン側からバトラ側にチームを変更した。それだけの話。
ナムダデルタ、俺たち図書の都へ連れて行ってくれ。
分かってるわよね。連れてくだけよ。あとは今度こそ感激者に徹するからね。あんたたちが図書の都で何をどう戦ってどうベルンにコテンパンにされるかをじっくりたっぷり間近で感激してるだけだからね。
ラムダデルタ。ありがとう。
I think that's where it ends. I think I have a save file for this point. I think so. Siege of the Fleet. Yes, that's a new chapter. Alright, so this is where I stopped. We're about to see Sharon and Canon defending the door, I think. Sharon and Canon defending the door. Yeah, this is the fleet, whatever. Sharon and Canon. Yes, okay. I'm right. Sharon and Canon stood guard in front of the door to the Golden Land. I'm right, alright. And that's where we ended, and that's where I ended it off in the first recording as well. And then, so I'm gonna end this here too. Just to fit in with that. Next time we continue to a part that again I've already recorded, so I already know what happens next part. But we continue, and then hopefully you can catch up to where I used to be next, well, before my recordings got messed up before last part. Yeah, well, next part, I guess. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching this, despite all the technical difficulties, at least as much as I enjoyed reading it. Or definitely more than I enjoyed reading it, because rereading this, I remember how vividly this sits in my head. I thought, oh, it's been a week, maybe I'll forget some things. Nah, I actually remember this pretty clearly, every single thing that happened, basically, so that's kind of unfortunate, but hey, we're gonna keep reading here. We're gonna see how the siege goes against the Golden Land, and how the plan to go to the City of Books is gonna go for Bat Range and Lambda, which I thought was already established before now, but I believe it was established this part, so my bad, y'all. Yeah, we'll continue off next time. Alright, yo. Peace.